Through all the recent reports, it sounds like Benjamin Sesko is ready to join Manchester United. Every single direction smells like Man United. You know, every indication smells like Manchester United. Nothing is going Newcastle's way as it stands, and who cares? Who cares? Smash the likes, subscribe if you're brand new, and of course, get ready. Because if you're a fan of this 6'4" and 3/4 monster, 195 centimeters beast, then it looks likely that he's going to join. Am I excited about this? I feel like with all your comments and everything that I read and everything I watch, I'm doing what most fans are doing. Getting excited, getting a little bit giddy, becoming a lot more optimistic. You know, with Manchester United's signings so far, I don't know if you agree or disagree, let me know. I quite like what Ineos have brought in. You know, if you go through all of them, there's pretty much two of them, I'd say, that's under question. You know, Dorgu and Agate. Dorgu showing very promising signs. And the likes of Agate, there's still question marks. But I'm still in much favour of him. I feel like there's some patience there, and United still got work to even give him the correct partner so he can thrive in the midfield. Just that he's obviously very, very limited. But Fabrizio Romano has come out before and said, you know, understand Manchester United's feeling from earlier today is even stronger tonight, whatever that means. It smells like PR. The club believe Benjamin Sesko only wants to join Manchester United. Man United forwarded official contract proposal to Sesko while also keep negotiating with RB Leipzig. Word for word, that's what he said. And then Pletzigo and the rest of them have also provided their updates, saying Cesco is very likely to join Manchester United if they reach an agreement. No shit. There's always been a feeling that the striker would choose Man United over all other options. Everything that's being said is pretty much everything that we've been told in the last 12 hours or so. It's not really much of an update. It just sounds like they're straggling us along, keeping us interested in their stories. These days with Manchester United, has anyone noticed that no one really knows what's going on? You know, the way we've done this deal, the way we went for Cesco, no one knew. Even with Mbumo, I would say 98% of the world didn't know that we was going to go for Mbumo. There was only speculations. Whether you want to be an ICK, that's up to you, but I feel like that came out of nowhere. Cunha was a little bit more predictable. But in terms of our options on the right, no one thought we would go for him. And even during those 6 weeks, no one knew what the holdup was and what it really was. Now, when it comes to these striker targets, Cesco was really, if we're being honest, Ben Jacobs was the one that said to watch out for Benjamin Sesko. So on that notice, again, that's his flowers there. And when it comes to us, it was a surprise. And when it comes to these central midfield options, again, I feel like it's going to be a surprise. Now, there's no denying that the price is staggering, to say the least. You know, there's a lot of boots to fill, and it's of a price similar to what we paid for Hojlund, even though with Hojlund, he's not going to reach those add-ons. Cesco, he's got more to his game than the likes of Hojlund. I can understand a lot of Manchester United fans' pessimism when it comes to Benjamin Sesko, to the likes of having PTSD, including myself, with the likes of Hojlund. But it's night and day different type of players. You know, Hojlund can't control the ball. He could barely strike a great ball, more times than less, but neither can Cesco here and there. But it's just more range in his game. You know, we get someone who's good in the air. We get someone who can hold up the ball, someone who's got much better link up and can make situations for himself. I'd say that Hojlund's definitely got more of a burst of acceleration than him. But in terms of use of how to use one's body in certain areas or certain, situations in the game, Cesco's just got everything ticked above the likes of Hojlund. You can compare the goals and assists before he came into the likes of Man United. But United get this one through the door, then this is all on Christian Vivel's recommendation. But it seems like everyone at United, up from the board to obviously the manager, is in harmony with this signing if it can get through the line, over the line. Again, something started to click and make sense. You know, you're getting Cesco's approval. You're starting to get players that want to join Manchester United for the right reasons, and you're doing your background checks. It seems like he comes from a really good place and a good family. Sounds like he's got a good camp around him. There's something different about that. You know, he's not someone that's happy to be there, but someone that's ready to take on that battle, where Hojlund seemed more like a fan than a player, ready. You know, seemed more excited about the lights of Old Trafford than what he can do on the pitch and believing in himself more time because his confidence was shot. Different situations though, you know, Hojlund doesn't have the likes of Mbumo, or started off with Mbumo, let alone Cunha behind him. He had the likes of Garnacho, Rashford. Didn't really work, did it? But with the whole price tag, you got to deliver, unfortunately. But that's where we shouldn't go towards, but that's how it's going to be. You know, when it comes to what Omar Barada said months ago, saying, you know, 2028 is when we should be looking to win the league. You look at Cesco, 3 years' time, Cesco, 3 years' time, I believe United's gamble is that he will be a top striker in place by that moment in terms of scoring many, many goals and hitting the potential that he needs to. You know, with Bundesliga, it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? Positionally, kind of similar system. You know, Cesco would pretty much slot into the side very swiftly. But one thing that we definitely have is a fluid front three, where even if you put Xerxes with Cesco, it still works. Whichever combinations you want to play, it still works. Whether you want to put Cesco more off the left, it will still work because he does get involved in the play like he has done at Leipzig. But again, it will always come down to the price tag, because what Man United fans have been moaning about, and even myself a little touch, is, well, you got all this money. You know, you got 30 million coming in for the likes of Garnacho and other places here and there, maybe more than 30 million. It's like, why couldn't you have also got a top midfielder? That seemed more of the priority. But we're here now, and we're just going to have to get on with it. You know, we can complain about it, or we can just be optimistic, because all it takes is a win against Arsenal, Cesco playing really well and their team, and all of a sudden, the tunes are changing for the better. See, what I like about Cesco is, again, and I'm going to keep saying it, is the fact that now we have another element of defending and attacking. You know, someone, not just the channels, we've been doing the channels, but someone that can hold up the ball, attack spaces in the area, being in the box, which is key, and also defending corners, free kicks. You're going to need the likes of him, and also transition effectively. Something that I'm really amazed by when it does look at, when you do watch Cesco, his pace to get from A to B is rapid, those long strides. You know, I feel like there's more of a chance of him being a success than something diabolical. Again, get your comments in, let me know how you feel. But it's clear as day, this man wants to join us, and that's just the key thing. You know, getting involved, being a part of a squad, being a part of the cultural change. I feel like he's there for it. And in fact, you know, he's respected the way he's gone about, like, he's respected the way Leipzig wanted to do things, and he was happy for that. Goes to show, you know what, there's a great level of professionalism there that should speak volumes. Something, again, United have struggled is getting the correct players in. And with some of these lot in the past, the way they have moved, like Anthony, you know, forcing moves in a different kind of way, then again, you might have to question the character a little bit. But it's not like Mbuma went AWOL nor Cunha. So everything seems to be pointing in the right direction. It's just, can Manchester United get another one over the line in terms of a central midfielder? Because I think that's more crucial than a goalkeeper. Cesco needs to be a success. A lot is riding on this. We can't be going into another season or summer window where we're wondering, you know, who's the next best striker, because this one's not working out. We're not buying no more strikers for the next 2 years. Simple as that. He's here for the long haul, so he needs to work out. I want him to work out. It'll be nice that we have someone that's going to definitely prove someone wrong, because when it comes to that number 9 shirt at Manchester United, no one's really hit the heights. You know, Lukaku done all right. Ibrahimovic done really well. Martial, if he didn't get injured. But I've got a weird odd feeling that Hojlund might be going the other way. Has anyone thought that? Because there's been reports today, again, with Hojlund not being happy with the way Manchester United have approached his whole situation. You know, him wanting to stay. But I don't know how true that is. But I'm eager. And I think everyone else that's watching this video, if I can be eager, even though he's not my first choice, I think you should be too. You know, as soon as he gets on with that Manchester United shirt, I feel like all of us will be optimistic at the least. But it's the ones that start slandering him and not supporting the guy, because it does look like he is going to be in a red jersey. You know, shame on you. But we'll see. Smash the likes. He's eager to join. The green light soon. The here we go. The Orny dagger. Whatever you want to call it. That man is looking likely that he's going to be wearing a United jersey sooner rather than later this week. And it looks like he'd be registered in time to play against Arsenal. It's just how quickly does he integrate into Manchester United's team and start straight away. Hopefully, straight away. I don't really want to be seeing the likes of Hojlund, if he's still here, starting that game, which is more than likely the case. Don't want to see it. I feel like it's just a waste of time. Smash the like, subscribe if you're brand new. There's many of you that aren't subscribed. So if you've got this far, big up yourselves. What do you think Cesco is going to bring to this team? Do you think it's the correct move? Should United walk away? Because as it stands, we're negotiating with Leipzig. So it's all positive signs. But let's get behind the guy. That's pretty much my message. Whew. Third signing nearly done. 1 a month. We need a second. In a bit.